Chapter 70. Betting. Nye Tien smiled slightly. It seemed that Jean DeBayo had great confidence in him. But he didn't have any interest. If the only one worthy of Nye Tien's attention was the dean of Baiyun College. A 20-year-old strong man in the true Yuan realm has amazing talent, comparable to MOU. You know, MOU is one of the three evildoers in Xumi Linda. Forget it. I'm not interested. Nye Tien thought about it carefully and finally decided not to participate. Oh. Jean DeBayo sighed, deeply regretting. Aren't you interested? At this moment, an extremely unfriendly voice suddenly sounded from behind. Nye Tien turned around, and a familiar figure appeared, Qin Yuhu. At this time, Qin Yuhu was wearing armor and looked majestic, followed by a dozen teenagers in the same attire. They are the people who are in charge of maintaining the site at Baiyun Academy. Qin Yu was wounded by Nye Tien 3 days ago, and now he has recovered from his injury. It seems that he has taken a lot of magic pills. Are you not interested? I don't think you dare. Qin Yu looked at Nye Tien with disdain, with a playful expression on his face. Whether I dare or not is my business. Does it have anything to do with you? Nye Tien smiled faintly. He is not a 3-year-old child, so naturally, he would not fall for Qin Yuhu's provocative method. Humph. Qin Yu sneered, looked at Jean DeBayo suddenly, and said, Fatty Jean, you think a coward is your boss. I feel worthless for you. Jean DeBayo's chubby face trembled, and he roared, Second Qin, it's my business who I recognize as the boss. Can you control me? Qin Yu clasped his hands in front of his chest, put on a look that deserved a beating, and sneered, Of course, this is your young master Jin's business, and this young master has nothing to do with it. But this young master thinks that you, Jean DeBayo, can be regarded as a person of status. It's a pity to recognize any kitten or puppy as the boss. Qin Yuhu, be careful with your bad mouth. You can fart indiscriminately, but you can't talk nonsense. If you dare to insult my boss, the consequences are not something you can afford. Jean DeBayo got angry and shouted. The quarrel between the two immediately attracted countless people to watch and discuss. Jean DeBayo and Qin Yuhu, the Jean family, and the Qin family are deadly rivals. When these two young masters meet together, the smell of gunpowder is enough. That's right. Although the Jean family is rich, Jean DeBayo is a worthless piece of trash. He is still at the first level of Yuanling, far behind Qin Yuhu. I heard that Jean DeBayo was often bullied by his brothers Qin Yuhu when he was in the academy. I wonder if it's true or not. Hearing the discussions around him, Nye Tien couldn't help frowning. It seems that Jean DeBayo has been under the uselessness of the Qin Yuhu brothers in Baiyun Academy. No wonder he is so excited when he sees the latter. Ouch. I'm just telling the truth. Why should young Master Jean get angry for a coward? Qin Yu smiled jokingly, squinting at Nye Tien from the corner of his eyes, and a strange look appeared on his face, which disappeared in a flash. Jean DeBayo's fat face turned red and swollen, but Nye Tien reached out to stop him. Nye Tien looked at Qin Yuhu and said with a faint smile, Since you want me to participate in this recruitment so much, then I will participate. Hearing that Nye Tien was finally willing to enroll in the recruitment, the corners of Qin Yuhu's mouth twitched abruptly, and a sneering smile flashed away. Boss, do you want to participate? Jean DeBayo was so excited that he was about to jump up. If Nye Tien entered Baiyun Academy, he would no longer be bullied by the Qin brothers. Yeah. Nye Tien nodded lightly. That's great. Jean DeBayo chuckled and said, The boss participates in the recruitment. He is the rookie king. Well, I also believe that brother Nye Tien will be the rookie king. Xiu Ling was also very happy. The rookie king? Qin Yu sneered at this moment, looked at Jean DeBayo, and said, Fatty Jean, you dare to use your head to guarantee that the rookie king is him. This bullshit is really big. You are not afraid of the wind blowing your tongue. I can assure you that this year's rookie king is not him. If you are not convinced, how about we take a gamble? After Qin Yuhu finished speaking, there was a sly look in his eyes. Nie Tian was taken aback for a moment, and he could tell at a glance that Qin Yuhu must be planning some kind of conspiracy. Just bet. Jean DeBeo took a step forward and roared, "Tell me, what are you betting on? I'm not afraid of losing my life. Young Master Jin's life is so cheap, I don't dare to take it." Qin Yu smiled contemptuously, his eyes became more cunning, and said, "Well, I know your Jin family is rich. If I win, the Jin family will pay Yupinju to you." "How about the Qin family?" "Yupinju." Jean DeBeo's pupils opened suddenly, and he hesitated. Yupinju is the #1 restaurant in the Imperial City, and from a certain point of view, it is also a symbol of the Jin family as the richest man in the Imperial City. Qin Yu asked for Yupinju as soon as he opened his mouth, and the stakes seemed a bit high. But the words have already been pushed to this point. How can Jean DeBeo back down? And immediately got angry and shouted, "Okay, I'll bet with you." At this moment, Jean Ming wanted to hold Jean DeBeo, but he couldn't. As soon as Jean DeBeo spoke, his face turned pale, and when he finished speaking, his forehead was covered with beads of sweat. "Happy?" Qin Yu laughed and said, "Young Master Jean is proud." Jean DeBeo sneered, "Qin Yu, what if I win?" Qin Yu smiled slyly and said in a frivolous tone, "You tell yourself what you want. As long as my Qin family has it, I will give it to you." Jean DeBeo thought for a while, as if he had thought of something. He suddenly smiled. "I heard that the Qin family has a set of 4th-tier battle armor, which was bestowed by the former emperor. If I win, I want this set of battle armor. Tier 4 battle armor. Only Tier 4 refiners can craft it. Even if it is worn by Yuan Mai Realm warriors, it can resist the attack of Giant Spirit Realm warriors. Very domineering. Its value is not lower than Yupinju restaurants." Qin Yu was taken aback for a moment, then returned to normal, and said with a smile, "I can't tell, Fatty Jean, you are not stupid, you know what a good thing is. It's rare for me to be happy today. The 4th Order Golden Thunder armor, I will gamble." "Very good." Jean DeBeo chuckled and suddenly said, "I, Jean DeBeo, can say a lot, and I can make a hole by spitting, but what you Qin Yu said is bullshit. I can't trust you. This bet, I want to find a real witness. This young master also has this intention." Qin Yu smiled slyly and readily agreed. Nie Tian watched from the side, feeling a vague premonition in his heart. Qin Yu is the first level of strength in Vientiane and was once defeated by Nie Tian. So he must know that the 3 rookie champions Qin Feng, Liang Yunlong, and Ling Tian are not Nie Tian's opponents at all. But he was so sure that Nie Tian would not be able to win the Rookie King, which meant that there would be more powerful people appearing in the recruitment this time. Who is this stronger person? At this time, many onlookers gathered around, but they were all teenagers, and no one was suitable to be a witness. The gamble is too big, and ordinary people are not qualified to be witnesses at all. Since the two of you are having such a good time, this prince also wants to play. How about I come to be your witness?" At this moment, suddenly, a frosty, indifferent voice sounded. "Prince Bing Yi." Hearing this voice, the expressions of Jean DeBeo and Qin Yu changed drastically at the same time.